Well, hello. I don't see anybody here in queue waiting. I don't have that many subscribers yet. Um, Working on my first 100 subscribers. This is my very first live. Oh, I got to remember about microphone noise. So I think this live will be up here for a little bit on my channel. I have to learn more about that. However, I've watched other people's lives when I've come and I wanted to watch it and I got mono notification and then I was too late. So we'll record this and I'll talk for a bit. If nobody comes on and asks any questions, I'm just going to talk for a little bit live. And what I want to do is talk about my escape from Chico. So I uploaded a video and it wasn't like really good format to keep you going along in documentary style, unfortunately. But last night I worked really hard to put some footage together. Um, I've got some footage of Bidwell Park there and looking at the tricycle. And of course, you'll see some of the shorts that I made from that. I think I cut 4 shorts from it. Just talking about where I'm at, what my situation is. I go over the whole plan, the itinerary. If you haven't watched that video and you'd like to know the whole deal, that's one to watch. This is where I talk about how I feel about the whole situation. So I'm Walks with Wings. My given name is Grant. I'm also known as Reverend Father Vaughn. I've had other nicknames, Bones, California, other names. And Honey, Darling, that guy. Yeah, we all got our nicknames, right? So Walks with Wings is my traditional name, and I'm Coyote Clan, which means I don't actually have a traditional clan that I'm tied to other than through my family, through the Choctaw. And we're not part of the Choctaw, not all of us are part of the Choctaw Nation. Um, and it has to do with paperwork and stuff. So who am I? I'm an Agent Orange baby, which is why I'm so darn disabled. And I've survived most of the Agent Orange babies that have been born because we all have health problems. My father was a Vietnam veteran, is a Vietnam veteran, was exposed to Agent Orange and to, or dioxins from Agent Orange and to benzene, I think it was, that was in napalm by being in firefights close to napalm and being in areas that these chemicals had been ex, um, expanded into the jungle, for warfare, for clearing vegetation and so forth. So I don't know where he's at with that. I haven't talked to him for years. He's very, very, very disabled. Me, I'm functionally disabled, and that doesn't mean that I'm functionally where other people that are in shape are at. It means that I'm fighting to stay in shape so that my arthritis doesn't take over, or my autoimmune problems and other immune. So I've got all sorts of illnesses, and the reason that I'm vlogging and stuff is to show the spirit that I've cultivated in myself over many years, over a lifetime, really, to overcome hardship of disability. There came a time when I couldn't work in regular jobs with employers anymore. And that time wasn't all of a sudden, like with a car accident. It was gradual. When I was in my 20s, I loved working. Through my 30s, I was working, 12, 14 hours a day in the summer sometimes. By the end of my 30s, I couldn't work. I had done labor for 20 years since I was a teenager. I'm a teenage runaway, uh, let's say a less than satisfactory home life in growing up in an area that didn't support kids so well. Hi, welcome. Good to see you, Boat Bread Bandit. Doing a live here talking about how I feel, about who I am, how I feel about the trip that's coming up, because within a week, I'm going to be vlogging on the road, travel vlogging. And I've done so much work to put the channel together and all these things that I never knew before that it's been a lot of pressure to get it up, try to get it out, try to share. Oh, wow, I see more people here. Hi, I can't see all of your names. This is my very first YouTube live. I've done TikTok live, which is, I mean, their menu's a real mess. And I'm not going to say that I'm an expert in it. I'm still learning. This is my learning curve. I'm an expert in survival. I'm an expert in urban survival. I'm good at wilderness survival. I'm not a hunter. I'm not a fisher, so that's not my forte. But I've had to live in all sorts of different areas, so I'm good at different climates. And what I'm going to be doing on this travel vlog is hitting up different climates and seeing different beautiful places And I'm really excited about that. That's how I feel about going places and bringing them to you. It's a, I love the land of California and all of the different environments that we have here, natural environments. And I even have a great love for architecture and the historical architecture and things that have come here outside of politics and, you know, things like that. Just an appreciation for the world. And I want to share that with you. So, yeah, I like to yak, but I also just want to be able to give you mountains and trees and cliffs and oceans and beaches and deserts. And so I'm going to do that. And this travel vlog is following me on my trip. I uploaded earlier today, late morning, about something that I was up all night editing that really covers all of the territory that we need to cover as far as where I'm going and what I'm doing. Briefly, this is the adventure of my lifetime. I've got about a 900-mile trip planned, and I've been planning it for about a year and a half. This is my big escape from Chico, California. How do I feel about Chico, California? Boy, that's mixed. I came here to work as a volunteer and hopefully find long-term career position, and it didn't work out. As a street minister, sharing my knowledge of the outdoors and urban survival and helping people. So I help people, and it doesn't matter where I am. On this trip, I'll be helping people. I'm not doing this trip as a travel vlog to show off charity. So I'm probably only going to invite people onto the vlog that are comfortable with it, that I meet along the way. I do. I yap a lot. Thank you, Javier. So I've got a bunch of videos up already that show me preparing over this last year. Most of them are shorts. You'll see unboxing and some other things. I'm going to make a super cut eventually of the unboxing, but it's going to be after this trip because I've got so much in my lap, on my plate, however you want to say it. I have a lot of stressors from moving and getting rid of stuff and all of that, which I'm sure all of you understand from moving yourself. And I'm just kind of setting that aside. It's something that I expect. I prepared for it. I'm ready. I'm ready. I remember I made a video short like 2 months ago where I said I'm ready, but I'm not ready. I'm ready now. In my heart, I want to leave Chico. I don't belong here. And I found a community in Slab City that I'm really excited to get to know people there. They're my type of people. And a lot of them are different in the way they present themselves to the world. But one thing that we all share is that we're a bit outside of Anglo-American mainstream society, whether that's our politics, our personal beliefs, our sexuality, our histories, all these different people, all from different parts of the world, most of them different parts of America, things like that. And I'm not going to say that I'm completely in love with the idea, but I am. I'm in love with the idea of being in Slab City. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why I feel good about this. I've lived outside for going on 25 years out of 55 years of my life. So outside or in substandard housing or something, because I've lived in poverty most of my life. And I've learned how to succeed through that. In California, which has one of the most inflated economies in the world, I love this place. I love the home, and I've always struggled with living in California. So there's a lot of frustration that has motivated me to find solutions. And a solution for me is to be able to set up a camp and work on an off-grid living situation. I'm not going to get into all of my research for that for years and years now. Since my second wife, I've been traveling around California looking for a place to live, and I've come close. And I finally found some place that I want to be, not just going somewhere hoping that I could get low income housing or even just afford to rent a place. I'm actually going to go to a place where I'm not going to be kicked out. I'm not going to be, I'm a good guy. I'm not going to have problems with people other than just problems you'd run into in public anyway with anybody. And I'm going to head out to through the Salton Sea over to Slab City, and I like that community, what they have to offer. Okay, so all these other cities that I've lived in, because Slab City isn't really a city. All of these other cities I've lived in, I felt good about where I lived, but I didn't feel comfortable in all of the music venues. I didn't feel comfortable seeing shows or playing shows because I'm a musician and performer. A lot of things that just I felt outside of society. But in this community down in Slab City, they have venues for people like me that don't feel like they fit, that don't want to cater to a nightclub, that want to just go play music and jam with people and enjoy, to live life. I have a great need to find fulfillment in my life as a very disabled man with chronic disease, disability disease stuff going on that I'm surviving. I have a need to live the best life I can. And I have this motivation is so strong for me to help other people that I'm going to be coming to a community where we reciprocate. So you see how this is a match for me. How I'm so excited is one of my feelings. Hope is one of my feelings. And these are offsetting feelings of fear. So let me talk about my fear for a few minutes. Underlying everything that I do is a very fragile health system as an Agent Orange baby. So there's always not an abject fear, but a concern that I always have for my health. There are practices that I've learned to do to keep me healthy, dietary, behavioral, staying at, I'm not the type of person to start a fight. I don't like being in fights. Like my whole life, I don't like it because it's not healthy for me. And I see that it's not healthy for other people, really. I'm not saying that I won't fight for what's right, but I'm really against tissue damage and trauma and things like that. So there's always a concern for me doing something physical. And with my arthritis complex, because it's like three types of top debilitating, painful arthritis, all rolled in together to make me all happy. I've had to keep myself in shape, or the arthritis takes over and I have mobility problems. I become not completely immobile. It's very difficult for me to get around. So I have to exercise every single day, except for those days when I'm too tired or take a break, right? And keep myself in shape, like college students do, like a lot of people in the professional world do. At 55, I'm in better shape than I was at 45, actually, because I've been working on keeping myself healthy. That includes the fact that I've got about a quarter century recovering from narcotics. You know, and I don't take even like medications like Tylenol 4 with codeine or anything like that. They don't work for me. And I'm a recovering addict and alcoholic. I've coming up on 10 years without a bottle after struggling for over 10 years to get off of it. So I'm succeeding, and I'm succeeding with some really different difficult challenges. But there's fear that is part of my history. I don't want to get in a situation. I know I'm not going to drink again, but I don't want to be in a situation with a bunch of drunks. I'm afraid that I might get injured or something if I'm around, a bunch of people that are strung out, because I understand that lifestyle. And I don't want to be around abhorrent behavior. I mean, none of us really do, right? But all of these things being out in public happen more often. And so there's always that fear of injury to my body or being ripped off or something that's going to harm me. Okay. We all have that to some degree. I've learned to live with it to some degree. Okay. But these are new fears. Fear of letting go of all of my friends is normal, natural. Some of them will stay with me, some of them won't. Fear of letting go of everything that's comfortable from where I'm at. That's a big step, and I'm doing it. And I want to leave Chico so bad that it's easier for me to do it. So I want to go live in a new place and I want to travel. And I feel like it's exciting to go into a new town. If you've ever traveled or toured, you know how every place you go is full of wonder, the ugly places, the beautiful places, and everything. So that's like the last feeling that I really want to talk about. Um, is there's fear of the unknown ahead of me, which has caused me to do a lot of planning. But there's also offsetting that the wonder of traveling and touring and meeting new people. And any social fears that I have will be suspended somewhat. I know this when I'm traveling. So I've had some good people here watching live. Thank you. And we've trailed off a bit. I've talked about most of what I feel about what's going on. And I'm going to look right through the chat just for a few minutes to see if any of you have left any questions and wrap it up. And I'm saying a lot of and right now because I haven't scripted anything. I'm good at shooting from the hip. This is my first live. Thank you for being here on my first live with YouTube. It took me a year of building up understanding the technology to be able to get where I'm at now. So I'm grateful that you've joined me. Current net worth, a disability paycheck monthly. Yeah. All right. So hopefully we'll have some more lives with some more subs that are enjoying what we're doing. Once I actually get on the road, I realize it's kind of been this big build up to get out, but it's been consuming my life to get ready to get out and to do this thing. I'm getting out of this trashy shelter. I'm escaping Chico. I'm going to travel across California. I'm taking you with me, and we're going to live the dream. And I am hoping that every single one of you will find some inspiration. And even if it's just in the back of your mind, you remember watching my videos, and somewhere down the line, that helps you make a decision to better your life, to live your dream, and to find true freedom. Walks with Wings. Good to see you. Looking forward to vlogging to you starting this next week. Much love. Now I figure out how to turn it off. All right. See you later.